Welcome to my National Podcast. Let's get into it. Oh, welcome to my National Podcast. Today is Tuesday. It is a lovely Tuesday episode. Hopefully you guys have had a wonderful weekend and are enjoying the start to the week. You know, I get it. It's not Monday, but it's Tuesday. You know what I mean? It's so good to have you guys back for another episode, man. The train keeps a-rolling. The train keeps a-going, man. Again, hopefully you guys had a good weekend. We have a good episode for you guys today. Our thread for today is, what is a completely harmless secret that you have kept from your partner? Simply because you lied early on and you just stuck. So let's see what's going on. All right. So, what completely harmless secret are you lying about to your partner? Girlfriend ordered me a cheesecake to cheer me up after I had surgery. She didn't get herself one for some reason, so I offered her the whipped cream. She said, she was all, no, I got that for you. So I just told her I didn't like whipped cream. She got so excited and went, oh, this is perfect because I love whipped cream. We're married now, and every time I have a dessert with whipped cream, she'll get so excited when I give it to her, and then that makes giving up whipped cream worth it, I think. That's crazy. So you didn't even really lie. You just kind of didn't want the whipped cream part of the cheesecake. But she took it as like, oh, he doesn't like whipped cream at all, so like all the whipped cream is mine. That's kind of crazy. I mean, I think that would be a scenario where, you know, if she ever caught you eating whipped cream, she's like, babe, I thought you didn't like whipped cream. Like, no, I just didn't want whipped cream that one time. You know what I mean? But at the same time, I think he looks at it like, nah, the cute look on my wife's face every time I see her, you know what I mean, get excited about taking my whipped cream. It's worth it. So I give it to you on that one, my guy. Hey, all right. Bit of a wholesome one. All right, what is a completely harmless secret that you are hiding from your, right? Hold on, I'm sorry. What's a completely harmless secret that you're keeping from your partner? All right. My sister has been with her husband 17 years, and he told her he knew how to snowboard when they first got together. Every time she tried to arrange a trip for them, he would sign up for shifts, say he was too sick, or find another excuse why he couldn't. Last month, she surprised him with a trip to a ski resort. Oh shit, bro. Bro's cooked. They all got up to the hill. He rode the lift to the top, then froze. He thought about the fake it till you make it, but decided broken bones weren't worth it. Finally admitted that he lied to impress her and walked his ass down the ski hill. So she says I'm not allowed to give him shit about it. So I'll share this story with everyone. That is funny. That is the funniest shit ever. Hey, man, I won't lie to you. There was a lot of times where I would say, you know, I was good at shit and that I could do certain things, you know, when I was a kid. And my thing is that shit catches up to you quick, bro. I don't get how dudes will like meet a girl and they'll lie through their teeth about every single thing and then tell that girl like, oh yeah, nah, you know, like they'll start dating that girl. And I'm just like, bro, you don't think the lie is going to catch up to you? Like, you don't think it's going to come back on you or anything like that? Because I know for me personally, if it's a girl that, say I'm out at a festival or something, whatever, sure, you know, I'll boast myself up a little bit, you know what I mean? I'll be like, yeah, what's up, you know what I mean? Just like,
stop the cap.
I'll be capping like a motherfucker. And but if it's a girl that I'm talking to and that I'm actually wanting to date and have a relationship with, nah, man, I'm gonna keep it on dope with you, because I already know if you find out, man, you're gone. You know what I mean? Obviously, he took it all the way to a point of, they're already married, so she couldn't go nowhere. Yeah, I mean, homie was just like, it's all good if she knows now, you know what I mean? But yeah, dude. And then lying about something like that, where, like, it could seriously injure you, bruh. Come on, man. Like, in the 17 years you guys were together, you didn't maybe learn, just a little bit? I mean, look it up on YouTube or something. Like, come on, man. You could have made a little effort. Shit. All right, what is a completely harmless secret that you told your partner? Or is it that you're hiding from your partner? I'm sorry, a harmless secret that you're keeping from your partner. Okay. My wife had a lamp that was hideous. It didn't have any, I didn't have any lamps at my place. When we got married, she wanted to bring it to our shared residence. I made an obvious joke about having a irrational fear/phobia of lamps. She took it seriously, but I didn't correct her. We have purchased a home and need a few lamps to brighten the place up. Now she has been slowly reintroducing me to lamps, and I have progressed significantly. That's crazy. She's like, oh my God. So like my husband, he can't handle lamps right now. Okay. So like we got to like slowly bust the lamps out for him. You know what I mean? So like, just go slow with this. And homie is just like, all right, is it okay? Is it all right if I touch the lamp? Like, I wonder how he faked that. Like, how do you, were you walking in there, you were just like, oh God, lamp. Oh, Jesus. Oh, you know what I mean? Or were you kind of just more like, no, it's cool, babe. Like, I'm freaking out inside, but, the lamps they seem to be all right. They don't seem to be in too much danger right now. Like, how do you fake that? Because I personally, like I said, I could not fake something like that. I would not be able to fake a phobia. I remember when I was with my ex-fiance, she thought I was faking that I was afraid of like lightning and thunder and stuff like that. And, a lot of people tend to be and stuff like that. And she's like, no way, you're not afraid of that, blah, blah. There was one night, and it was just a random night where out of nowhere, we're just on the couch chilling. And all you hear is just craw, craw, craw. I was like, oh, shit. And she's like, are you okay? And I'm like, you didn't hear that? She's like, no, I heard it, but I didn't think you were going to jump like that. I'm like, girl, yeah. I told you I was afraid of lightning and thunder. What you mean? She was so like taken aback by that. She was just like, oh shit, I thought you were lying. And I'm like, no, I wouldn't lie about that. Girl, what the fuck? That shit is scary as hell. Like, dude, like to me, it's just like this loud bang out of nowhere. Like that, you know what I mean? And it's coming from the sky. You don't know where it's at. You don't know where it's coming from. Lightning is scary. The fuck are we talking about? I'm just saying, dude. All right, what's a completely harmless secret that you are keeping from your partner? Not mine, but I heard a story where the person was buying a cake just because and bumped into an acquaintance and then lied about it being their birthday, which turned into an impromptu party between the two, which turned into a relationship. Oh, shit. Okay. All right. A little crazy. They came clean once the real birthday came. Yeah, because you can't really hide that, bro. Now, I don't understand why. What made you lie about that? Like, you could have just, like, I would have lied about anything else. I'd be like, oh yeah, we're having a celebration for a friend. That friend is me. And Netflix. And this cake. You know what I mean? Like, bro, like I would have just said something normal. Oh my God, that would sound so sad and alone too. You're just like, oh, you're eating that whole cake. You're eating that whole cake by yourself? Damn. That's crazy shit. Oh my God. Oh, that's like people who get like a whole large ass pizza and they eat it all by themselves. I ain't gonna lie to you, I'm a victim of that. I'm serious. I'm a victim of that. Sometimes I get a pizza and wings. You're just, sometimes the pizza just, you like it. It's good, but then you're still a little hungry afterwards, or I'll get the little cinnamon thingies. But yeah, bro. Ah, damn. Yeah, I kind of would have just been honest. Like, it is what. But I guess it led to a relationship, so everything kind of worked out. But I would love to hear the story of, when she found out on his real birthday. You know what I mean? Where she's just like, wait a minute, your birthday is not today. Your birthday is so-and-so day. Like, I wonder how that turned out for him. I'm sure it turned out good, but I'm just saying, like, on that day, I bet he was just like, shit. Oh, fuck. Like, oh, that's funny. All right, what is a completely harmless secret that you are hiding from your partner? Early in our relationship, we got around to talking about family pets, and I told him all about my dog. Completely forgotten in the moment that my dog had died a few years earlier. I didn't want him to think I was a fucking weirdo, being like, lol, oops, my dog died, I forgot. So a month or so later, I told him I just got news my dog died. Aw.
Hey, yo, what the fuck?
Come on, bruh. What? Come on, man. You overthought that one. You overthought that one big time. 20 years later, I still get nervous every time someone brings up that dog around my husband, worried they'll talk about when he actually died. Bro, yeah, you overthought about that one. Because that's just a simple mess up. You know what I mean? We're just like, oh, yeah, where's your dog? Oh, no. That dog passed away a while ago. Like, sorry, I thought I made, I thought I made that clear. My bad. You know what I mean? Like, he would have just been like, oh, okay, all right. I don't think he would, like, women do that a lot. Women will jump to, like, the farthest conclusion possible of just like, oh my God, he's going to think that I murdered my dog. I put it in the blender and threw it in the backyard. If I don't tell him that my dog died, like, just recently, he's going to think the worst of me and he'll never talk to me ever again. He's going to be like, you dog killer. How dare you, you dog killer? And it's like, no, bro. He would have just been like, oh, all right, well, dang. I thought the dog was still alive. Like, okay. Hey, bro. Hey, women love doing that shit. That's what I've noticed. I'm like, bro, they will take it to the furthest extent possible. And you're just like, chill, girl, damn. All right, what is a completely harmless secret that you are keeping from your partner? Some of the YouTube shorts he shows me on his phone aren't as funny as he thinks they are. But I don't say anything because he's just trying to brighten my day. I don't know how people can date people who don't have like the same sense of humor as you do, because the worst thing is like now don't get me wrong, girls who fake laugh and all that kind of stuff, y'all are evil. I ain't gonna lie to you, man. Y'all are evil, because it's just like, bro, I don't want to say I'd much rather have you not laugh, but it's just like, I don't know, man. I couldn't date a girl who's fake laughing at my jokes, man. It's like, I got to be able to, we got to be able to have that sense of humor. You know what I mean? I've dated girls who just, like, they didn't think anything I said was funny. You know what I mean? I've dated them before. And to me, I already kind of get that inkling of like, okay, we don't have the same, like, sense of humor. Like the most recent girl I've dated, that was kind of her. It was like nothing was ever funny to her. You know what I mean? I don't know if she was always serious or she just never found anything that I said funny. It was weird because it's one of those things where it's like before her and I were dating and like serious, everything I said was funny. We had the same type of humor. Everything was good. And then it was like the moment we started dating, it was just like, she wouldn't laugh at anything. And I'm just like, what? I thought we had the same sense of humor. You know what I mean? So yeah, like I said, I couldn't do it. Couldn't date a girl with the same sense or without the same sense of humor as I do. Because it's just like, bruh. And then I'm the type of person where I enjoy extremely, like, I guess you could say offensive sense of humor, because I look at it like, bro, I think all that stuff is kind of funny. You know what I mean? People who get like offended over jokes, I'm like, bro, you're not my type of person. You know what I mean? Like, if you could just laugh at shit, and you know, if you can't laugh at yourself and all that, like, I'm not good with that. Yeah, it's like, bro, nah. Yeah, I don't know how you could date somebody without the sense. Like, if a girl was showing me videos that just weren't funny all the time, I would just be like, all right, bro. like, I can't do this. All right, what is a completely harmless secret that you are keeping from your partner? Y'all with the food lies say your taste has changed. Seriously, it happens. I used to love eating Romano cheese, and then suddenly I started throwing up a little in my mouth every time I ate it. Happened overnight. I also used to hate jam, and now I love it. People are not stagnant things, and we certainly don't make sense. I mean, look, I get like your food tastes and preferences and stuff like that changing, but like, bro, if it makes you literally vomit in your mouth, like, you shouldn't. You should tell your partner. You know what I mean? You should let them know, like, babe, yeah, Romano cheese, nah, Romano cheese ain't the shit no more. You know, instead of just letting her serve you shit with some Romano cheese, and you're just like, it's like, bro, come on, man. Like, what are we doing here? What I've noticed is just, you know, people are so afraid to voice their opinions to their partner. That is, I think, what I find the weirdest thing. It's like it's taboo. You know what I mean? To just be like, oh, I don't like that. Oh, I know that you like this thing, but I don't like it. You know, like, it's so weird. Like, for me personally, when I date, you know, I will tell a girl. If she's like, oh yeah, you know, I love pineapple on my pizza. Well, I hate pineapple on my pizza. I think pineapple on pizza is a crime. You know, I'll tell her that. And, you know, it's weird because they'll give me such a, like, shock look. Like, you're telling me that you don't like something that I like? Huh? Wait. What? And I'm just like, yeah, bro. There's people that don't like pineapple on their pizza. They think it's a crime too. I'm not the only one. I'm not this magical unicorn that is the only person in the entire world of 7,000 or 7 billion people, you know, that don't like fucking pineapple on their pizza, bro. Like, what the fuck? Like, you know what I mean? Like, this shouldn't be a deal breaker for you. You know what I mean? Because I don't align with you on one thing. I think people look at relationships like, oh my God, we have to like all the same things, and we have to like all the same stuff, and we have to be, you know, so in line and in tune and on the same page about every single little thing. And it's just like, you really don't. You really don't. Like, I'm an individual and you're an individual. And my thing is if you can't be your individual self with me, then what is the point? You know, because then we get years into the relationship and you're just like, man, fuck, I love me some pineapple on pizza. I haven't had it in years because my boyfriend doesn't like pineapple on pizza. And you're just like, what? Like, what is the point? You know what I mean? You're just sitting there just thinking to yourself like, huh? Just have some pineapple on pizza. What's the point? You know, like what's wrong with that? You know, I don't know. I think I've always found that very weird. How people will sit there, you know, whether you watch it on TV or you know, talk to your friends or even in your dating life in general, you know what I mean? Everybody sits there and they're just like, oh my God, yeah, me too. I love that random thing. Oh my God, yeah, me too. I like that thing. And you're just like, I guarantee you don't. Guarantee you don't. Because it's one of those things of like, if you build a relationship on all of this, you know, and then it gets later down the road, you know, you're going to start to realize, like, say, I'm like, oh, I love apple pie. And she's like, I love apple pie too. And then out of nowhere, we're at a family function and I put some apple pie in front of you and you're just like, yeah, yum. It's great. You know what I mean? Like, to me, I'm going to feel a little disrespected only because it's like, bro, you've been lying to me this long for just a simple thing as fucking liking apple pie. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. Be honest, people. Be honest with your partner out there. God damn it. All right, what is completely harmless secret that you are keeping from your partner? I actually do have a side of the bed, and it's his, but I, for some reason, wanted to act all chill when we first started dating, and when he asked me if I had a side of the bed, I said no.
Really, nigga?
Bro, he asked you. You could have chose your side of the bed. Again, this is what I mean. This is what I mean when I say women will literally go to the furthest extent. She was just like, oh, if I choose the side that I want of the bed, he's going to just be like, oh no, oh, you chose that side of the bed, you absolute murderer. I can't stand being with you anymore. I'm done. Leaving you. Goodbye. Hopefully you have a nice life, bitch. Like, bro, you could have just chose your favorite side of the bed. It wasn't that hard. Like, why is that a secret? Why is that he asked you. I do the same thing. I ask, my partner. Well, I've only lived with one girl, but I asked her, like, hey, do you have a favorite side of the bed? She was like, yeah, this side. Cool. Let's do it. You know what I mean? Like, if she would have chose my favorite side of the bed or whatever, I would have been like, is what it is. I'm just going to sleep on the other side of the bed. Like, dude. Oh my God. That's crazy. She was just like, nah, he's going to think I'm an axe murderer. All right, this is going to be our last one of this thread. What is a completely harmless secret that you are hiding from your partner? The salt coffee story from one of these threads has a special place in my heart, so I'll retell it. A dude is on a date in a restaurant, and as the coffee was served, he accidentally grabbed salt instead of sugar and added it to his coffee. The girl pointed it out, and the dude didn't want to look like he just goofed like that, so he drank the coffee and came up with a story of how he spent his childhood in a town by the sea and how sea salt was everywhere, and that he drinks coffee with salt on purpose because it gives him nostalgia.
Really, nigga?
Come on, bruh. What are we doing? This is that one of the, oh my God, this is one of those things where it's just like, bro, this is a simple thing. All you had to do was just be like, oh shit, was that salt? Oh my God. I am so freaking dumb, dude. Oh my God. I'm sorry. Get case of the Mondays, right? Like, bro, play it off. Play it off. She's not gonna just be like, oh, you put salt in there and you goofed and you meant to put sugar in there? Done with the date. The date is over. You're a bad person. Like, I really feel like people get this just overly inflated, like, craziness about people. Because, look, they hear about dating being bad, right? They hear about dating being superficial. They hear about, all these date night horror stories and all this kind of stuff. And so when they go on a date, they think, oh my God, if I do one little tiny thing wrong, I'm going to get blown up and exposed on TikTok. And it's like, no, bro, you just put salt in your coffee by accident. And you could have easily just, like she's not going to take to TikTok and just be like, oh my God, guys, guess what? I just cannot get a break. Oh, I just can't do it. I can't get a fucking break. This guy, let me tell you, this guy put salt in his coffee, right? Then he said, oops, like, ick, of course. Yeah, who does that? Who goes, oops, and then says, I'm going to put sugar instead of salt? You already put salt in your coffee, so be a man and drink the salty coffee. Like, bro, they're not gonna do that, man. I started laughing because low key I can kind of see a girl doing that. Oh my God, why can I actually see a video on TikTok of a girl doing that? Oh my God, of sitting there and just being like, oh my God, he put salt in his coffee, ick. And he said, oops. Who does that? Who says, oops, I put salt in my coffee and then proceeds to put sugar in it? No, you be a man and you drink that salty coffee. Oh my God, bro. Oh, jeez. It's all good, man. We're all just cooked. It is what it is. You know what I mean? We're all cooked, and it just is what it is, you know? All right. That's going to go ahead and be that thread. Hope you guys enjoyed that thread. Let me know what you thought about it in the comments. If you are hiding an innocent secret from your partner, definitely put it down in the comments. All right. Let your boy know. Get a part of the thread and all that good stuff. So let's hop on into our announcements. So patreon.com/MyLastAsshole podcast. Get that exclusive episode every single Friday, as well as being able to send in your scenario to be featured on the Tuesday and Sunday show. The YouTube membership, hopefully I can have up pretty soon. We did hit monetization, so I'm just kind of going through the acceptance monetization process and all that stuff. So hopefully we can get the membership going and ready up for you guys pretty soon. And audio listeners, thank you guys so much for all the downloads. You guys have been doing the dang thing, and I appreciate you guys so very much. Rate us 5 stars on your preferred listening platform. And if you want to help out even more, go ahead and follow us on Instagram, TikTok, as well as subscribing on YouTube. All of that is a tremendous help. And guess what? It's for free. God damn, that's a 5-finger discount. Woo! I'm telling you. Appreciate you guys. Let's get on into our scenarios for today. Ooh. All right, our first one is, am I wrong for asking my girlfriend to remove a post of her and her friend? Okay, let's see what's up, pimp. Let's see what's up. So I have been with this girl for 2 years, and she hasn't really had friends. She made these friends less than a year into our relationship. We are long distance. Everything was fine because it's friends from work, and I am cool with that. We have not seen each other for 3 months, and during these 3 months, she has basically been on a 3-month sleepover on and off, especially with this one friend. Once they did have a sleepover at her house, however, some other people were there, including her niece, 2 of her other friends from work, and her 3 sisters. And that lasted 2 weeks with her sister and one friend leaving a week early. And majority of the sleepovers does last 2 weeks with her friend mainly being the one staying with her. So during these 3 months, she literally has not been alone in her own bed for longer than 3 days. I'm trying not to have an issue with it since we are girls, but it does leave a weird taste in my mouth. Oh, so this is a girlfriend relationship? Okay. I thought it was like a girlfriend-guy-friend relation, or I mean, a girl-guy relationship. And you know what I mean? And I was just going to be like, fam, you're kind of cooked with that long-distance situation. But this is a girl-on-a-girl relationship, so we'll see. All right, I'm trying not to have an issue with it since we are girls, but it does leave a weird taste in my mouth. She did get her friend a relatively expensive Valentine's Day gift, not asking if I mind. I'm not asking if I mind her giving gifts or friends gifts on Valentine's Day. That was okay until tonight when she posted a picture of her kneeling down, fixing her friend's shoe, and captioned it, "Missing my girl, don't stay too long." Okay, as the friend was just at her house and left today. Her friend is bisexual, however. She has a long-distance fiance. That's a man. No shit. I'm not sure if this matters or relevant, but my girlfriend is a masculine-presenting woman stud. Okay. The friend left because her fiance was coming to look for her. I'm not usually the type of person that gets jealous easily, nor do I typically care whether she posts her friends. I've been okay with her being friends with people who like her and was completely comfortable when she would post them. But this post was just weird to me because they did truly look like a couple. I asked her to take the post down because I didn't really like like the picture, or I didn't really like the caption, and was uncomfortable with the picture itself. They were in matching red outfits also. She got upset and didn't take the picture down until 5 hours later, after she told me she doesn't want to take the post down. So is that normal to have sleepovers that often? We also haven't been communicating well with her blaming that on work, and due to the fact that when she's around them, she doesn't use her phone, which I will reiterate that she hasn't been alone for longer than 2 to 3 days. All right. Let's see. Okay. So this is more just details. My thing is I think what's kind of going on is she's just kind of living her life. And I think she's kind of looking at it like we're long distance. Look, this is why long distance doesn't work, bro. If I'm being real with you, like long distance doesn't work for the simple fact that people get into their own ebb and flows, and because you're not around all the time, because it kind of takes a lot more effort to have you involved in their lives. A lot of times, bro, you just fall at the wayside. And that, I think that goes for even if it was a gay guy on guy relationship, lesbian girl on girl relationship, or even a straight relationship, guy on girl. You know what I mean? Like long distance relationships just don't work. Yeah, you can try your hardest to, keep messaging them and keep talking to them and all that kind of stuff. Like you can, but after a while, man, it just gets exhausting. It gets tiring. It gets to a point where it's just like, all right, man, I really just don't want to put effort into this anymore. Like I love the person and I care about the person, but again, it's just tiring, because you got to think about it like this. What if she wasn't long distance? All right. If she wasn't long distance, she couldn't make the excuse of all work is in the way, all this and that. Yeah, you get busy, but you'll still be able to talk to them. You'll still be able to call them. You'll still be able to see them. You'll still be able to make time. You know what I mean? And so the fact that, again, it's like, I think she's just kind of in her own thing. She might be messing with somebody over there too. And that's kind of the reason why, like, she's not really messaging you or keeping up with you. That girl she probably posts a picture with, they might have a little something going on. It may not be like a full on relationship, but it might be just kind of like a fling thing. Like, oh, your fiance is far away. My girlfriend is far away. We're here. So, let's bump biscuits until, we don't have to, until, either you go back to your dude or I go back to my girlfriend or whatever it is. We just keep this like a casual fling thing. You know what I mean? And it's just like, again, I think when it comes to long distance relationships, they never work because people just get into their ebb and flow, and they I don't want to say forget about you, but it just gets to a point where the effort's not worth it anymore. You know what I mean? And it sucks to say that. It sucks to feel that way, but it's just the truth. Yeah, and I think your girlfriend's kind of at that point where she looks at it like, yeah, I love her and I care about her and she's a great person, but, I'm just tired of putting the effort in. I'm tired of just putting all this effort into not really getting much out of it. You know what I mean? I get to hang out with this girl. I get to talk to this girl, see this girl, sleep with this girl in the same bed, because I guarantee you they're doing all of that. You know what I mean? And so that's why it's just one of those things where it's like you're really going to have like an actual conversation with yourself and be like, okay, is this relationship worth it? Because I don't think it really is, if I'm being honest with you, baby girl. I just don't. I don't think it's worth it for her, for your partner. I think that they don't look at it like it's worth it. I know you do. You look at it like, no, this is worth it. I'm going to try. I'm going to text them and, I'm always thinking about them and so on and so forth. But I just don't think that they're at that point anymore. I think they're at a point now where they're just kind of like, there's just too much effort to put into a relationship with her, for so little getting out of it, So, yeah, I just think the relationship is doomed, sadly. It's cooked. Yeah, I mean, I hate to say it. It just is. But you guys let me know what you think about it in the comments, all right? Let's get on to our next one. Sex while on a break. Oh, jeez.
You stupid.
Bro, nah, man. Nah, you gotta realize if you're on a break, you're broken up, dude. There's just no such thing as a break. There really isn't. There's never such thing as a break, because the person that's asking for a break, they're pretty much the ones that are cheating on you. Like, let's just be real. All right, let's be one hundo P. If whoever is asking for the break, they are already seeing someone else. That's just what it comes out. Or they already have someone in mind. You know what I mean? Like, that's really what it is. You're cooked, whoever this is. All right. This happened some years ago, and it's a conversation that was recently brought up when I ran into a woman that I hadn't seen in nearly 15 years. Basically, at the time, I was living in a new city with my fiance. I was offered a job, and she insisted I take it, but it required us to relocate. For several months, we were struggling, but we were doing okay. Then one day, her mom came down for a visit and suggested her daughter come back with her. Led to a long discussion of my fiance meeting that she had missed her. Okay, I think mentioning that she had missed her home and her friends, along with where we used to live. So she decided to pack up and head home. We didn't officially break up, but we considered a break so we can spend the time apart with no idea when we were going to be together, let alone get married. Oh, bro. Nah. And that is the trap right there. That is the trap right there. Because, look, I guarantee you it wasn't. I guarantee you it wasn't she was homesick and all this kind of stuff. Nah, man. I guarantee you for her, it was more of a thing, you know, somebody from the hometown or whatever reached out to her. They got to talking, this and that. Oh, man, you should come back. Because you don't just... Like I get being homesick, right? I get being homesick and stuff like that. But that doesn't just make you on a whim pack up and be like, hey, I want us to go on a break because I'm going to go back to my hometown. Like that, no. Unless there was some type of influence that pushed her to that idea. You know what I mean? And that's what I'm saying. And it's one of those things where I don't really think it was her family, because I think her family looked at it like, nah, this is a good thing. I'm glad that you're doing this, and it's great that seeing you do that, blah, blah, blah. I do think it was somebody of interest. She might have not been fucking the dude or seeing the dude or whatever, but I think it was maybe a guy of interest. And, you know, but let's keep reading. Let's see. Now I happened to be at a bookstore when is curly hair red girl? Okay, dude, please double check your shit. Like, I'm going to try to fix it, but when is curly haired red girl sitting across me was making some funny faces that led into some flirty remarks. All right. We grabbed the coffee, talked a little bit longer before her friends joined us. In the middle of the conversation, Redhead got a phone call that her ride wasn't coming to pick her up, or her best friend. So I offered to take them home. They both asked if we could go chill at my place before I take them home. Oh, I might be wrong. Was it you? Was it you that had the sex? Was it you? Oh, shit. I took it as a friendly gesture, and sure enough, we were heading to my small studio apartment. It was still the same place my fiance was staying at, but most of her stuff was packed or with her in another city. We ended up watching some movies, cooking some late night dinner, having some popcorn. The best friend started to get tired, and I offered up my bed, which she quickly climbed in and fell asleep. Redhead that asked if it was okay for her to lay down. Luckily for me, my couch turned into a pull-out bed, and sure enough, we were laying in bed watching some TVs together. Simple terms. She moved in with the kiss, followed with her hands sliding down my pants. She wasted no time pulling them off and working my mouth. All right. Granted, my brain had said this should stop, and yet I couldn't resist. Okay. What happened next was pretty predictable. Okay. All right, dude. Come on. All right. We fell asleep. At first, Well, she fell asleep first, and I sat there dazed in the moment, just after having sex, twice, and then having second thoughts about my actions. I actually thought I was done, but when I got up around 3 a.m. to go to the bathroom, her best friend met me at the door soon as I was done. She had stripped down naked and was ready for the seconds. Okay. All right, so pretty much left. Okay, so they left. And I felt guilty and was about to tell my fiance, but she called me telling me that she was on her way back in a few days with some news. All right. So you were the one that had the sex on the break. You know what I mean? And that's exactly what I'm talking about, though. Like, it doesn't change what I said. You know what I mean? It's not one of those, you were wrong. No. It doesn't change shit. It's just, we're just changing the context of the person. You know what I mean? I do still think, whatever news there was at the end, that was probably her kind of dating somebody else. But I don't know. Maybe, it's her wanting to come back or whatever the case may be. But it still holds true to what I said, is that a break is a break up. Like, you're not getting back together, bro. You know what I mean? Like, you're not getting back together. And that's what I'm saying. It's like, bro, you're not getting back together. And that's my thing, where it's like, I don't know why people sit there and they say they want breaks and all this kind of stuff. And, like I said, majority of the time, the person who asks for the break is the person, that's either doing the cheating or got the person lined up or whatever. Obviously, in this case, it wasn't. Obviously, she asked for the break, and then he kind of went and did his thing. But again, it's just one of those things where you got to realize, like, when you're on a break, you're broken up. You know what I mean? Like, there is no really, like, getting back together on a break. Like, there just isn't. And if you think there is, like, tough tits, bro, that's going to be tough for you, because, dude, trust me. You know what I mean? Trust me. It ain't going to go the way that you want it to go. Yeah, I mean, it just isn't, man. It just isn't. And so, again, that's why I look at it like this. You know what I mean? What you did wasn't necessarily wrong. You know what I mean? Because you guys were broken up. But I also don't think that, you guys should get back together on the simple fact that, like, if she was willing to kind of just break things off just because she wanted to go back home, you don't really know what was going on. And I guarantee you he did this. He had sex with those girls because he looked at it like, she's probably doing the same thing. You know what I mean? Like, I guarantee you that was his justification for it. He was just, she's probably doing the same thing, so why shouldn't I, But yeah, man, like, look, I don't think you're wrong, okay? I don't think you're wrong for having sex on that break just because, again, you were broken up. It is what it is. You know what I mean? Again, I just don't think that you guys should get back together for any reason, because it's like, dude, at that point, I don't know. The relationship's just cooked off the simple fact that, you thought she was doing something, you know what I mean? So you did something. I guarantee you she probably thought the same thing. You know what I mean? It might have had her little fun. Let's be honest. Yeah, if you're going to really expect your partner to just kind of not do anything, or your ex-partner, if I'm saying, your ex-partner not do anything, come on, man. I was like, what the fuck, So I don't know. You guys let me know what you think about that one in the comments. It's definitely a confusing one. It's a definitely crazy one. But let's get on to our next one. This one is, am I wrong for wanting security before breaking my engagement for my boyfriend? Ooh. Okay, so I, 24 female, am in a very confusing and stressful situation. My family has always wanted me to marry a specific guy. I never liked him romantically, but they are very serious about him. And now he is technically my fiance. Okay. That's a little odd, if you ask me.
What the hell?
Is this like an arrangement?
Oh my God, no way.
All right. Okay. There is no emotional connection between us. We barely talk, and I never really tried to build anything because I didn't want this marriage in the first place. Later, I met my boyfriend, 23 male, goddamn, and we fell in love. We are in a serious, exclusive relationship. He has known about my engagement situation from the beginning. He is honestly a very good partner in day-to-day life, such as very loving, attentive, caring, and emotionally present. That is exactly why I am even willing to consider breaking this engagement and going against my family for him. The problem is, whenever I try to talk about actual steps towards marriage or securing our future, he makes excuses or avoids the conversation. He keeps telling me to break off the engagement, but he doesn't give me any real reassurance that he will marry me or stand with me when I face my family. This scares me a lot because ending the engagement will create a huge conflict at home and affect my whole life. I feel like I am being asked to take a massive risk based on the verbal assurance when I try to explain that his hesitation is what is making me scared. He sometimes blames me instead of understanding my situation. Today I told him honestly that because of my family pressure and confusion about my future, I might have to hang out with my fiance. He got very upset, blamed me, and then blocked me. I know this situation is messy and I am not perfect either, but I truly love my boyfriend and he is a very good person. But I just feel scared that when it comes to serious life decisions, he keeps making excuses, and this is why that guy and this is why your family sets you up with a guy, because you clearly can't choose guys. See, hot take, man. Hot take. This is why arranged marriages work. You know what I mean? Because your family knows what you want, even though you don't know what you want. Look at it like this. They gave you a guy on a silver platter that has everything that you're looking for in the other guy. Like, let that sink in a little bit. You know? Like, you're pushing away a guy that is potentially perfect for you, if I'm being honest with you, for a guy that gives you all the emotional this and that, you know what I mean? And that's the thing, you know, I guarantee you this guy that she fell in love with, that is her boyfriend, that she loves so much and all this kind of stuff, guarantee you he's the hot guy, you know, he's the guy that makes her, you know, feel shit, and, you know what I mean, he kind of, you know, keeps her emotions high and is always doing this and that, and, you know, it always has her like, you know, like, why are you like this, and blah, blah, blah. Like, she looks at the other guy as like, man, he's boring, and, you know, he's stable, and this and that, and then she looks at her boyfriend, and she's like, ooh, he's exciting, he's fun, he's emotionally stimulating, all this kind of stuff. But guess what, sweetheart? The fun, emotionally stimulating, bad boy, pretty guy, well, guess what? He's just not going to be stable. You know what I mean? He's not going to be stable for you. He's not going to be the guy that's going to sit there and be like, hell yeah, baby, I'm going to marry you and I'm going to take care of you and do all this stuff. No. That dude is there for a good time, not a long time. As the other guy is there for a long time and a good time. You know what I mean? But the thing is I think that because her family chose him, because she knows that he's good for her, she doesn't like that. She doesn't like the idea of that. And I think that's why she's dating a guy that is totally opposite of her. And that's why I think, if anything, I think you should get to know your fiance, dude. Get to know him some more. Talk to him. Go out on a few dates. See if you guys actually do have some chemistry. Because you never know. You might actually go out with, you know, guy that you think is boring, guy that your family set you up with, and, you know, and you resent or whatever. Go out with the guy, and you may find out something about yourself. You might be like, you know what? Hold up. He kind of does give me the security that I want. Hold up. He kind of does give me, you know, the emotional stimuli that I kind of need. Wait a minute. He is kind of a guy that is very take charge and, you know, gets things done and does what I need. You know, okay, wait a minute. And that's what I'm saying. It's one of those things where I truly think that you're only with the guy that you're with because he's a complete opposite to the guy that your family's trying to set you up with. It's not because you love this guy. It's because he's the complete opposite. It's like a, okay, sorry to be racist, but it's like a white girl dating a black guy. Okay, if I'm being real with you. So that way she can bring home a black guy to spite daddy. You know what I mean? Like, that's really what it is. This is what you're doing without realizing you're doing it. Because you think, oh, I met this guy and I fell in love with him and we have this connection and this and that. No. Because when you peel back the layers of that onion a little bit, you can tell, and you even said it yourself, that, you know, when you brought up, you know, the stability and all that kind of stuff to that boyfriend that you love so much or whatever, he gets defensive. He doesn't want to talk about it. He doesn't really give you assurance, this and that. Now, I guarantee you, your family chose this guy. Why? Because he can give you all of that. He can give you the reassurance that he's going to marry you. He's going to give you the reassurance that he can take care of you. He can give you the reassurance that there's a future with him. That's why your family chose him. Your family wouldn't have chosen him if he couldn't give you that. But the fact that he can is the reason they did. But you decided to rebel and go get a guy that is completely opposite and antithetical to what your family is trying to give you. And you're doing it out of spite without realizing you're doing it without spite. And that is, I guarantee you, that is what's going on here. You know what I mean? And you're over here, oh no, but I love him, and oh, he's different when we're alone, and you know what I mean? You're just making excuses. And my thing is if you decide to stay with the boyfriend, right? All that dude is going to do is disappoint you and not give you the future that you're looking for. He's going to make you into a baby mama. Let's be honest. I'm sorry to say it, but I'm going to be 100p with you. He's going to make you a baby mama. That's what that comes down to. You're going to be a baby mama, you're going to be a single mom, and you're going to be doing it all alone. Why? Because your family's going to sit there and just be like, you fucking whore, now you have a child, and we tried to give you the good path, but you didn't want to go down the good path, so now you go lay in that bed. You know what I mean? Because I think her family is probably extremely religious, and I think her family is extremely strict when it comes to like what's going on, because she even said it herself that it's like, the moment she breaks this engagement, like it's going to be a big life-changing thing. Like she's not going to have the support of her family. It's going to be a big risk for her. So I guarantee you her family is going to be like, if you choose a wankster over there, we're not supporting you. You know what I mean? We're not going to support you. We're not going to be there for you. So if little wankster over there decides he doesn't want to wear a Jimmy hat and he nuts in you and you have a baby, well, guess what? You're doing that on your own. And, and I guarantee you little wankster over there is not going to stick around. You know what I mean? So, again, I think you're only dating this guy and you only feel like you're in love with him because he is completely the opposite and antithetical to the guy that they are trying to set you up with. I say you try to go get to know that guy, talk to him for a little bit, peel a little layers back, see what he's about, and you might actually find out that homeboy is probably your better fit. You might find that out. But you guys let me know what you think about that one in the comments, all right? Let's get on into our last scenario. So this one I'm doing something a little different. I tried to do like confession time. I tried to make that like a segment. And it kind of flopped. I won't lie to you. It kind of flopped. It only survived maybe a couple weeks. You new people probably don't even know about confession time, man. I did a segment where after announcements and before the scenarios, I would do what's called confession time, where people would send in their, funny and crazy confessions. It was one of those things where it was just like, we don't judge, we listen, we don't judge, we just read it out, you have a good laugh and whatever, and it is what it is. But, it didn't stick. So I'm trying a new thing, and it's called Entitled People Stories, okay? I know there's a lot of entitled ass Karens and people out there, so I want to try this. I'm going to see if it sticks. This will be our last scenario for today's episode. So this one is called Entitled People. I ran into a Karen at a Trader Joe's. Okay, so I walk into TJ's and it was super packed, probably because it's the weekend. I just hurried and grabbed the things I was looking for in the vegetable section. Next thing I know, I hear a lady say loudly, "Oh my God, I wanted the butternut squash, but I don't freaking need that many." Why do they have to package it like that? She was saying out loud to her husband that they need to change the packaging to where it's not that many in the pack, and she just kept going and going on about it. It was annoying. Like lady, they're not going to change the packaging to cater to your needs. Factuals. So then I walked to the carrot section, and she says out loud, "See, this is why I hate coming to Trader Joe's. Moving around is a bitch. It's so many people." I just turned around and looked at her. I felt sorry for her husband. It looked like he was embarrassed and was trying to ignore her constant complaining. She then started saying, "I need carrots," but I guess I was in the way since I was looking at carrots. But everyone else just came and grabbed a bag and said, "Excuse you." But she wanted me to move out of her way. I guess she wanted the whole section to herself. I was looking at the different types of carrots. I wasn't just standing there for the fun of it. Facts. Like, bro, I'm not standing there for my fucking health. Okay, maybe I am, but wrong analogy. I'm not standing there for the shits and giggles. How about that? Okay, cool. Damn. Like, that analogy crashed on itself pretty quick. God damn it. She started whispering, and then her husband huffed and just came by me and grabbed a bag of carrots. I never met someone so freaking entitled and annoying. She was nagging the entire time, literally. She just had a disgusting look on her face and upset because she didn't have the whole store to herself. Bro, oh my God, the amount of entitled stories I've told on this show because of my 7-8 years of working in retail. Oh my baby fucking Jesus, dude. Oh my God, bro, the amount of entitled people that you experience in a grocery store is insanity. And you look at yourself and you're like, you are a grown ass fucking adult acting like a child because we don't have something in stock, or because we don't have something packaged the way that you want it, or it's too expensive, or it's this or it's that, or oh, you know, it got slightly cut wrong, or bruh, oh my lordy, it is the worst. The absolute worst. And all my people who, you know, are listening right now, and you either, you know, work at Stater Brothers, or you work at Vaughn's, or you work at Albertsons, or you work at any grocery store, you know what the fuck I'm talking about. All right, you know what I'm talking about, because, bruh, you guys get it the worst. Now, don't get me wrong, waiters and, you know, waitresses and people, you know, in the service industry, 100%, like, I get it. Y'all get it bad too. But I don't see it too often where I will see a grown-ass person throw a fit like a child more than I've seen it in a grocery store. Like, I'm talking like they are throwing a temper fucking tantrum. It is insanity the amount of times I've seen it. Oh, it's bad. And it's crazy to me because you think to yourself just like, bro, who's shitting your cornflakes? You know what I mean? And why do you have to come into the store? You know, because there's a lot of times where I was thoroughly, and I mean thoroughly convinced that what they would do is they'd have a bad day, right? I don't know for what. Just work, somebody cut them off, whatever the case may be. And they're like, you know what? I'm not going to go home with this angry energy. I'm going to go to the grocery store. Yeah. I'm going to just fucking yell at somebody in the grocery store. That seems like a great idea. Let me just go do that. And they go to the grocery store and they just walk in there and they're just like, can you tell me the difference between these two things? And you're like, oh yeah, no problem. Yeah, the difference is this and that. That's not what I asked. I asked the difference. What is the difference? And you're like, you know, you're just looking at him.
Huh?
I told you. Like this one time, I probably have told this story a million times on the podcast. I don't know if I have or not. But I'm going to fucking tell it anyway. So here I am. I'm working at the meat counter. You know, I'm doing my thing, you know, washing up the meat counter. I was talking to my meat cutter at the same time. It's just me and him. This guy walks in. You know what I mean? Pretty big dude. You know, he's wearing a suit, whatever, blah, blah. I'm like, hey, man, can I do something for you? Since I'm like already at the counter, he comes up to the counter and I'm just like, hey, can I do something for you? He's like, oh, I'm just looking for right now. I'm like, all right, man. Hey, when you're ready, you let me know. You call me over. He's like, all right, cool. So I'm, you know, doing my thing. We're talking, jibber jabber. He's like, hey, brother. He's like, I got to ask you a question. I'm like, yeah. What's up, bro? What's up? And he's just like, oh, you got some marinated meats and stuff right here. And I'm like, yeah. Well, you know, you see anything you like? And he's like, I see these two right here. You know, what's the difference? And I was like, oh, you know, the meat is the same. It's, you know, same cut of meat. It's just different marinade. You know what I mean? And he's like, Okay, so what's the difference? And I'm like, yeah, this one's like more of a citrus one, and this one's more of just like a, like peppercorny kind of, more spicy, I guess you'd say, like taste, And he's just like, huh? He's like, again, what's the difference? And I was like, oh, brother, it's just the marinade. Just the marinade. That's it. The cut of the meat, exactly the same. Exactly the same. That's it. And he's just like, okay, so you can't tell me the difference? And I'm like, yeah. It's this one's citrus, and then this one, like I said, is like a little more like peppercorn kind of style. He's like, okay, so why'd I have to ask you 3 times? And I'm like,
huh?
what, sir? But I told you. He was just like, yeah, you told me after I asked you 3 times. I'm like, okay. Well, sorry about that. Did you want one of them? Can I get you one of them? And he's just like, oh, well, I don't know, man. He's like, can you? I'm like, I don't know. I think I can. If you want some, I can. You know what I mean? Like he was just trying to be this antagonizer for the whole time. And I'm just like, all right, bro, like if you don't want any help, like I can just go, you know what I mean? And he gets mad at that. And he's like, oh, no, you don't want to help me? Oh, wow, like some customer service. I'm like, bro, you seem to be frustrated with me. So I think maybe I can go get somebody that can help you out, and he's like, oh, yeah, get whoever's in charge, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, all right, yeah, no problem. Now, mind you, the meat cutter that I was talking to, he's the one in charge at the moment. And he's just like, hey, man, like, what's going on? Like, what can I do for you? He's like, your guy over there, I had to ask him 3 times, what's the difference? And he's like, no, I would listen to that whole thing. He told you the difference the moment you asked. You just kept asking, and so, he kept explaining it to you. And he's just like, wow, oh, this is fucking ridiculous. Let me get your manager. And so we call manager. Well, he does. I don't. I'm like, fuck this nigga. He calls manager, and then he's just like, oh, so like, your guy over there, I had to ask him 3 times, what is the difference on the meat? And he's giving me a hard time and this and that. And then, I asked for who's in charge, and he gives me some random guy that's probably not in charge. And he's like, oh, I saw the whole thing. And then I'm like, bro, no, you didn't, blah, blah, blah. And I'm just like, nigga, he was right there. He was like 5 feet. What do you mean? I'm sitting there like,
Really, nigga?
what the fuck? And I'm thinking to myself, and then they're like, they come to the back. The manager comes to the back, and he's just like, oh, he's like really upset right now. And so he's saying that, if you apologize, then it'd be, I'm like, bruh.
Oh, my God.
You gotta be kidding me, bruh. You gotta be kidding me. So I walk out there and I'm like, oh, sorry, sir, for the inconvenience, or if I was, being unclear in my explanation, and he's like, oh, yeah, no problem. And I'm just like, fuck you, nigga, man. And, and I was like, are we done here? And he's like, see, that's what I'm talking about right there. You need to fix that. And I'm like, okay, cool. Anything else? Yeah, like, bro, and he's like, you want to go outside, and then, I'm like, bro, my manager's like right there, and I'm just like, bro, can you call the cops on him? Like, he just fucking threatened me right here, and the manager is over here just like, oh, well, sir, you can't do that, oh, it's okay, like, everything will be fine. I'm like, nigga, if I get off of work and this man is out front trying to fight me, I swear to God, I'm shooting this dude. He's going to get shot. He's going to get shot in front of this fucking store, I swear to God, because I'm going to run to my car, and I'm going to get into my glove box, or into my center console, and I'm going to whip out the thing, and this man's about to be put 6 feet under. I don't care, because this was a big dude, mind you. He was a big dude. Like, I'm not fighting this guy. It's just not happening, okay? You guys know, what I mean? Maybe you don't. Maybe the new people don't know. But, like, your boy is 5'7". I'm not a tall guy by any means. you know? And so this dude was easily, 6'3", 6'4". Like, dude was a big guy. And so I'm like, no, I'm not fighting you. Are you kidding me? I'm shooting you, big boy. Fuck out of here with that. Like, that's some crazy. And then the fact that they don't want to be like, oh, yeah, no, you can't threaten him. We'll call the cops, blah, blah. Like, bro, what the fuck are we talking about? Hey, man. It's that customer's always right, right? You know what I mean? Absolute bullshit, man. It is what it is. But that's going to be today's episode. Hope you guys enjoyed. I love you guys, and I appreciate you all for supporting and liking and commenting and subscribing. All the good shit, man. Thank you guys so much. I will see you guys on Thursday for our book. Ooh, and that book, I swear to God, man, it is... it is weird that they're dating now, okay? I think that's mad weird. I'm like, why the fuck are they dating now? I don't know. It's weird because it's like he went from like this dominant, assertive guy to just being mad, submissive, and a bitch. She's over here just like, you can't do any of this, and you can't do it. Like, bro, you were taking it. You were like gripping on her, fucking her, without her consent, and then all of a sudden you're just like, oh, because you went out with another guy, I'm going to be submissive to you, so that way you're mine and mine alone. Get the fuck out of my face.
Bruh.
Like, get out of here, bro. You old sappy ass nigga, man. You know what I mean? I get it. It's written by a woman. You know what I mean? That's what they want. They want this whole like super masculine, but a super, submissive dude all at the same time. It's weird. I'm just like, what the fuck? He's over here just like, oh, I'll do anything for you. Yeah, you're my girl. I love you. Oh. Get the fuck out of my face. When like 2 chapters ago, you were just like, you're my bitch, and you'll do anything that I say. Get the fuck out of my face, nigga. Like, you know what I mean? Because, bro, the thing is if you were really just using her and just fucking her and it didn't matter to you, you wouldn't have cared if she was with somebody else. You'd have been like, bitch, I don't give a fuck. You would have, like, starved her. You know what I mean? Of penis. You'd have been, you know what I mean? Like, come on, man. Whatever. Who am I guess? You know what I mean? That's why I'm not an award-winning book artist, you know what I mean? Or book author or whatever. But I'll see you guys on Thursday. Love you guys. Peace.